That's good. We'll see what Mania can get done here. For God, like it's just been an unfortunate start for them. I mean, starting off with Horror dropping on them into Hustler Crew, I do feel bad for them. I really do. We'll see if they can pick things back up going in towards our fourth Erangel of the day and into our Miramars. We've seen that anything can happen. They can still work their way back up those rankings. Down towards that south side, that S2G do move on through. A quick replay. I mean, S-Power did hold it down. He's only got Micro Uzi to work with. It's hard. It's hard in those situations. A vest as well, level 1 helmet. The fact that he held on as long as he did was pretty insane, to be honest, as well.
Yeah, it could have been way worse.
Ooh, Axel again. Still putting on those numbers. Goodness me, he is fearsome. Again, coming into this for Vitality, there was a lot of talk around Razy and Razak, and I've seen these guys perform before. They look great. But the fact that Axel is just like, guys, we got to get through here. We got to get into the top 5. We're making it through to finals. We're going to do Indonesia proud.
And they're certainly living up to the hype right now with some of the plays that are being made. We've seen these awkward encounters happening down towards Novka as well with the shots over. Everyone taking a few casualties here and there. Wolves only getting away with a duo off the back of things, and S2G falling very early here.
For S2G, they stepped a little bit too close to Vitality's home ground down towards his south side. They want to clear out more space. You got Razak as well as Federales holding over towards the bridge, whilst Razy as well as Axel currently holding down C block. They have a lot of area to work with. They are feeling unbelievably confident. Hustler Crew still causing problems for people around the map.
Oh, swing out. Close quarters connections onto the Hustler Crew. That's your single knock to play with. Looking for more as they do take the fight back over to Vinny. Nade in the hand for the close quarters shutdown. It's good damage, but can't find a follow through with a shotgun. Not able to withstand it as they are down and out. Revenge there for their hot drop.
GS getting away with that one in school. Now they do certainly teach Hustler Crew a lesson, but we'll need to get on the bus right now to get down towards the south side of the map. Curious to see where this next circle goes, because this could be another nasty one where we end up on the bridge. Wouldn't surprise me after the circles we've seen today. Alpha 7 still keeping it pretty chilled out over towards Milta. Moved away from North George towards this location of the map, considering the plane path itself. E-Arena, though, they took way longer. I mean, they wrapped back up towards South George. Gonna loot in this area, get as much as possible. I think they understand it's going to be a late rotate in, either on the bridge or send Primorsk and grab some boats.
There's our Alpha 7 cameo as well. All together, getting their move on with the hovercraft, crossing from the mainland back over. Tianba had that similar rotation, of course, as they do glide their way around. A few more style points on that one, Blank.
Oh, definitely. Line for the air does feel good. I mean, for Alpha 7, though, this is going to be feeling weird for them. I think a lot of times when they make this approach, they're always expecting teams to be holding in Novo. Yangon Galacticos, on the other hand, though, they've headed over towards Observatory. They've got a split there. They're trying to hold out all teams. Cloud down towards the south side, though, is peeking over towards Alpha 7, but the hovercraft means they can immediately get out of the water and get on the move. You can just see him there, off on the west-hand side.
This was the S2G fight, where they were taken out by TT Project, the duo that tried to get away after their encounter versus Vitality. TT once again right here, right now, taking pot shots onto Dopeness bit by bit.
I mean, for TT Project, they know they've got to get some aggression under the belt right now. They are low down in the rankings, and they can't afford to let this game keep going the way it is. CRic-FIix finishing out Kenji, and I think that might just be Dopeness out now. We've already lost 3 teams. Hustler Crew, Dopeness, S2G, down to 13, 47 players this stage of the game. It's quite carnage, quite a lot of carnage happening on the map at the moment.
Oh, okay.
A little bit more standard.
Yeah, this is probably better for us and for the teams, Blank.
Centering up. We do have those buildings that sit down towards the ridge side on the eastern edge that currently Vitality just have free reign over. Razak might try and regroup. I think it might be a bit dangerous now, holding over towards C block as long as he does. So this is sensible. This is mature coming through from Vitality. They know that a lot of teams would like to take up position towards here. They don't want to leave it up to chance. 2 players getting run down. And even as I say that, Wolves start to make their way up, but they're caught up in between. TT Project.
For what it's worth, they're keeping the heat on TT with how Wolves have played this one. A good squad individually. Zerich cleaning out towards the ground floor, makes it look simple as he busts around the door, waving the 4-4. Zerich with a nade.
Nice.
Ooh, beautiful bounce on it.
Might be able to pick up effect here, but Vitality's having none of it. They hear the shots, they hear the fighting, they take down effect and then clear out another building. This is just space gained, space garnered right now for Vitality.
You might think Vitality are going to clean up on this one, mate. Watch this from Zerich. I can feel the energy rising. Looks to get the nade into the back line. Decent chip damage as they're bombarding. 4, 5 nades. One after another, keeping them pinned in position. Razy with a wrap round the back, looking for the angle in. Federales advances with Axel. It's a good knock. Zerich down.
Just an unbelievable amount of pressure being applied right now by Vitality. Axel behind him, Neos drops out, but Vitality looks clean. Not a single player lost on the knock here. And a reset actually, because of Vitality, they've been watching out for a lot of players where they're coming from. Getting a full amount of utility, a full amount of supplies from that squad, that's really good at resupplying them going forward too. And again, more space game for them. They don't want anyone coming close to those buildings on the eastern side of that ridge. This is their area to play.
Tiamba caught vision as well of Alpha 7 here. Wide play space to work with. Decent amount of cover in between the trees. Just trying to wait for an overextension. Can't really hard commit and hold the angle right now if you leave yourself exposed to the crosshairs, and Alpha 7 don't want to waste too much time amongst this until they feel they've got an edge.
Revel. And a wrap down, try and deny some of the sidelines, get over towards the airstrip. Maybe a bit further here. The circle could shift very far over towards the western side on this next circle, potentially. Instead it goes central, over towards Millibase itself. Manya set up on the southern side of C block here. Trying to keep it as quiet as possible here for Godlike, trying and get towards those later placements. Nongshim, honestly, like I said before, a strong team, but we have not seen a massive amount of that. And again, we've had these pretty crazy, quirky circles so far. Maybe they haven't been able to excel on those. Potentially here, we can see something a bit different.
Yeah, definitely a known quantity with a ton of talent. But like you say, maybe not just been the right place at the right time with the abstract nature of the first 2 games we've had today as we've kicked off the action. Group B, bringing the heat here. A lot of very explosive teams. Not in the worst position with the hilltop control and cover to work with. They'll have the lay of the land over the Vitality split if they advance towards them. It was a later rotate as well from Hora that's still been developing in the back. That's why we haven't seen them for some time.
Irina, in the meantime, did make the cross, by the way. Over towards the western side. They are rocking up over towards that ridge. There was a 2-2 here from Vitality. Irina rocking up on it right now. It's a little bit scary here, but immediately Vitality's backing off the angle. But they have information now. That's the big thing. Will Irina catch any of them in the process? Manya now up against Yangon Galacticos as a solo.
Could have had the drop on him. Manya was hoping to at least get that one clothesline play. Introduce him to the shotgun, but he's exposed to Smile through the window. And Yangon do shut down the final member of Godlike as another squad exits stage left.
Irina playing this one slow at the moment. Again, I love the way these two teams have played this one out. Irina was cautious on the approach. Vitality didn't want to hold this position any longer. Quick regroup down towards the eastern side. Like, honestly, Vitality's playing like a finals team right now. This is really, really cool to see. Layering up towards Irina. They've got the hovercraft in play. I think for Razak's got to be careful here, though. Yes, he can keep gathering information. Make sure he knows exactly when Irina moves, where they move to, so they can plan out the rest of the game ahead of this. It is slightly dangerous versus Turney Cage playing on the top of the building.
You talk about slightly dangerous. This could be somewhat lethal. ETSH have to basically fight their way through the Ida blockade that is set up, watching the bridge. Crystal clear line of sight. Looking to fire some shots onto them. The zone shifting in favor of Vitality's current position as well, with E-Arena in close proximity, and that battle does break out. Knockback over onto Emre, it seems like, though, for Ida. It's not gone anywhere near as cleanly as they were hoping for.
It's pretty messy both sides. I mean, Ida has the opportunity to get all the players back up again. They're outside in the play zone. So one player goes down there. Emre potentially getting him back up again, leaving them as 3. But Aura, they sense blood in the water. They move up. Darkin with a P90. Looks to take some shots over towards him. But again, Horror. It is horrifying, honestly, for Ida. They're just poking their head slowly over the top, making it uncomfortable right now for them.
You think with that very delayed rotate, they went all the way around the east side over the other bridge. Haven't had too many opportunities to get elims on this game. 32 points coming into it in 3rd place in the overall standings after our previous 2 games. They're going to want a chance to fight, add a little bit more to that. But that wasn't the hard commit onto Ida. Like you say, get a bit of a read off and try and stay safe. The rest of our teams now focusing on forging a path ahead back into the zone.
Well, the thing is that for Aura, they have to be very careful here. They know there's a ridgeline that sits down over towards Nongshan Red Force. They can play that, but they also understood they didn't want to get too involved with Ida, considering that the main rotational path here for most teams is over the northern side, over the rolling hills, and then swinging by E-Arena and then trying to play off that ridge there. So for Horror, I think they just take their chances. They move down towards the high ground. They're going to isolate a lot this northeast side of the map whilst keeping their back cleared from Nongshan Red Force as well as Vitality.
Alpha 7 in a pretty good position as well to possibly rearm themselves with some higher tier loot off the back of the drop. One of the times we've seen them not really taking early casualties as well, so we get the full force of Alpha 7 where they play their best PUBG Mobile. E-Arena seeing the wrap round from Ida. And that seems to have caught their attention, perked their eyes up a little bit, but they're going straight down towards Tianba territory.
I mean, right now for Ida, they were just shepherded by E-Arena in the hovercraft, and Ida does make their way up towards the building, but this is an uncomfortable position to be playing. Alpha 7 off the distance also trying to get involved there. In the midst of the chaos, Darko and the P90 goes extremely low, but for Tianba, they don't want to really leave these buildings too much. Everyone understanding that there are so many positions to play here. There are so many sight lines at play as well, that it's difficult to be making those rotations. I mean, Ida just felt the full force of 5 different teams all taking shots towards them.
Terrified of E-Arena, forced into Tianba, and then skewered by the backstab of Vitality. Alpha 7 even assessing the situation to see when they want to make a move. Zone still crunching in. Last few squads making their rotate in.
Yeah. I mean, this is playable though, right? That's the problem for Alpha 7 right now. This is very playable in terms of the ridgeline. They've got ahead of them that slight slope that looks upwards. Until they're forced to move, I don't think they're pulling off this position anytime soon. Aura opens up over towards Smile. Behind the missiles. On to see if they can find Romeo underneath. Sleepy looking to do his best anti-aircraft. Over towards these guys, clip their wings at distance, but this time he's got the DBS in hand, no Balti in play.
Nade after nade to keep the pressure on downhill. A little bit of extra distance on that one. Nonshin Red Force still sitting pretty inside of the defensive area they set up for themselves, whilst Alpha 7 go from playing passive to pouncing on a team. 72-1 GS taking casualties. Tiamba also find an opportunity to get involved. And Alpha 7 collapse onto it now, Blank. Clean up through action.
That's really good. They spotted an opportunity, opened up over towards GS, and able to find a fair few elimination off the back of it. Yangon Galacticos also do move down this way, tails between their legs after that initial engagement with Aura earlier on. Not the spot they want to be in, and suddenly they find themselves with neighbors here in Alpha 7. Two champions up against one another now.
But the issue is, Blank, heavy are the heads that wear the crown. And it's Yangon Galacticus that need to stand their ground and defend versus a reinvigorated Alpha 7 with a point to prove.
It's a real big opportunity there for Revo. 6 nades though, and a rough idea of where they're playing. That might just be enough.
Good arc on the first two. Initial chip damage to aid them in the fight, but no overcommitment. Seeing more of that dynamic tempo they were talking about in some of the early interviews this event, saying they know when to be aggressive now, but they know when to rein it in and try and reset.
Yeah. Again, I think that was the big thing for Alpha 7 though. I think they got so in their heads that there was not a single team that could fight them clearly, that potentially that's their downfall. But again, this team has incredible gun power, but they just need to realize when to apply it and when to accelerate, when to pull it back. I think they've looked a lot better today. Honestly, it's looked a lot cleaner. It's a lot more like the Alpha 7 of the past, consistently getting towards those late games. But they're realizing there's some big dogs in this lobby.
More respect, but it goes both ways. They do assess the situation as well, getting a bit of info up top side towards E Arena with the split they've gone for. Can't force the issue too heartedly. If they leave themselves exposed, it could be punishing, but that might be an opportunity presented off the shot up from Hora. Filthy angle on that, Blank.
That's a long distance shot as well. Certainly put Tony K down. Helmet's got to be suffering off the back of that. Rough for Tony K as well, as he's usually the front man for the squad here. Joker's wrapping back. It's only get done. Alpha 7 also has taken a knock at the process. These are bad times to be taking knocks. Circle goes central. Nongshim Red Force. Real chance right now for South Korea. Aura down towards the southeast. Tiamba's got to move out from the buildings. It's very clear where they've been playing for such a long time. Potentially move up towards the loot crate. I don't know how far in this is, but you could play off the back of it if you still got vehicles to work with.
Like you touch on there, could this be a game where Nonshin Red Force finally come alive? They've had a pretty safe pathway throughout the zones we've seen so far here on Game 3. We know they're talented. We've been amping them up. We just need to see it, but let's see if Alpha 7 can bring the thunder on the close quarters engagement. Goodbye, Milu, as Tiamba get hit by the front of the vehicle. Cric-Filx coming out from A7. A single knockback onto him, and they're starting to take a bit of damage. Nonshin Red Force taking pot shots down. And although they've cleaned out the ditch, they've got a lot more to worry about.
This is just the difference between EWC and when we come to any other tournaments around the world. Pmwc very similar in that approach as well, where you cannot make any play without another team dipping their heads in, right? It's really, really difficult. Every squad knows when to pick up the heat, honestly. The Arena also suffering massively on their entry. They just could not find a good time to make their way in.
Yangon still living on with a 4-man squad. Hillside position in play currently for them that they will have to abandon eventually. Bora on the wrap further down. The duo of Ida was rattled down to only Darkin off the back of this central angle that was taken from Alpha 7. Arcing nades in towards the Tiamba compound.
Tiamba, despite suffering so much earlier on versus Alpha 7, still alive here, but playing a building that everyone knows is occupied. Darken and Tiamba living the same nightmare. Right now, Alpha 7 need to make a move. Watchtower is open. Potential at moving over towards that. Vitality takes some heavy hits. Nongshim Red Force continuing to put on the pressure on this map. Again, Yangon Galacticos suffering to the same thing that eArena did. They were looking for any kind of entry point, but every single way in just feels like a tight, narrow alley. They've got to squeeze themselves through.
Alpha 7 biding their time, know that they can strike now with a peek out. Ravo single-handedly has been the explosive force on Alpha 7. 5 elims tied to just this one beastly player. He's on his last legs for now. They need to play medic to get him back up, but Nongshim Red Force have had sightlines to make them feel uncomfortable.
I mean, honestly, for Alpha 7, they've had the roughest game. This is a really, really hard approach for them. I think they've played phenomenally this match so far. It's never been easy, but they are running out of supplies, right? They're running out of meds overall. I think the gas is low in the tank. Let's see how much more Alpha 7 can get done in this game. I think this is where they really will need to take the task to the next level. I think it's going to be hard. The game's going to come down to Nongshim Red Force and Vitality, unless Aura has something to say about it.
Nongshim Red Force just uncontested by any other squads. They've just got 3 angles to hold onto A7. And like you say, it's made it so brutal to move up. Meanwhile, we get the POV of Axel that's taking shots down onto him, but running low on supplies again. The ammunition economy could be a problem. They turn their attention straight onto Horror though, Blank, and want to see if they can charge.
The nades just aren't pitched right though. I think that's the last bombardment coming through from Alpha 7 too. There's a couple more nades still left. M79's in play as well. You need those smokes to make your way across. But I think it might be lights out soon. Great shot from Axel once again. This man's name's been in my mouth far too often today. It's crazy.
Just as Nongshim turn their attention over onto Yangon and Alpha 7 were given a chance to take, they go in. The Horror are still holding. And Alpha 7 cut short on the crossing. They can't arrive, and Horror hold on.
The jiggle there comes on through. Looks really, really good in that moment. I mean, Aura didn't give them a chance to move on that one. Joker still up. eArena managed to make themselves into a top 5 despite everything. Yangon Galacticos massively suffering to the sightlines of pretty much just Axel, who has their number. But Yangon, I feel like their time is up now.
And that could be a statement that you could attribute to every other squad in the lobby with how Vitality are starting to play. A beautiful day from them so far. 10 elims in the space of this single battleground up to this point. A full 4 squad. The only other that's comparable is Nongshim Red Force. No, Joker!
Oh, almost got the second, dude. I actually felt it in that moment. But he might have single-handedly just ruined the chances of Aura. It goes down to this. Nongshim Red Force versus Vitality. Does get the res though, which denies the point. That's why he goes through with it.
An economic play, thinking about the future of what's yet to come for Horror. But right now in the flesh, live in Paris, we're talking about the present that is this game. A gift we've been given with Vitality playing flawlessly and Nongshim Red Force bringing the strategy down to our final 2 squads.
Side by side now. Vehicles still in play here for Vitality. For Nongshim Red Force, they moved up early. They've got 1 vehicle that I can see in play. But Vitality having these cars still up and available is a really big deal for them, which is maybe why actually earlier on Razak was making such a big deal of scaring off eArena's angle so they couldn't take shots down towards the tires because they knew they'd need those wheels later on. Little plays like this can make the difference. Moving up towards that loot crate could be the big thing though. Vitality looking to make the first move. You can hear the engines revving. Observers, love you guys.
Crushing
Setting the scene.
Now. Giving us the cinematics of the story on this one. And I think you're spot on with how they played it, mate. But that's the devil in the details that's really raised our opinion of Vitality just in the space of the previous 2 games, with the fact that strategically it's been on the money time and time again.
Playing off the rooftops, both teams begging that each other makes a peak. Right now, this is more about information gain than everything. Not having any sight denied by the windows inside. And it comes down to this zone 9. Circle starts to close. Both teams will have to make a move. M79's dropping out the smokes, clearing out space between the center of the buildings. In come the vehicles. CRic-FIix goes first, gets it up towards the next. Had to make the crossing without taking too much damage here. Again, everything is folding into this.
Cerebral plays. The smoke wall providing the cover that they need to take space off of this. Second by second, edging further closer into a better angle to play off of. They want to cross. Smoke wall goes up. That's a nade being primed from the top of the roof, though. If this is on point from Nongshin, it could be absolutely brutal. Goes into the back line. Just splash damage.
Oh, what? What an insane nade. Axel's moving up, though. He's getting towards the back lines of them. He's already in. Razy's going to take a little bit of damage from that. CRic-FIix very much hurting now in the back lines. Razy's going to send a Molotov over the top side. Axel hurting.
He gets it done with a shotty. 1-for-1 trades on the Elim so far. There's the spam in from the Blizzard as we see another player fall. Nonshin, Red Force seeing red as they're bringing the heat straight to Vitality. Only a single player remains. He might have the heavy artillery, but he can't do it. Nonshin, Red Force with a strategic, comfortable game. Take game 3 and get that chicken dinner.
Just hold strong inside the building, they say. Au revoir to Vitality.
C'est la vie.
But honestly, for Nongshim Red Force, I half expected that just to be the ending of them. But it was stalwart in their defense. Losing CRic-FIix on the approach was the big deal. I half expect them just to all follow Axel's approach and just move to the side. But Nongshim Red Force, they've been storing those nades up until that moment.
That's the crazy thing, right? That we've just given so much space to sit comfortably. And they get it done, they get a chicken dinner. But you can see, Blank, it's not just what they've done for themselves, it's the reverberations they're sending throughout the other teams in this lobby, in this group. Alpha 7, trapped in such a horrific position.
Yeah.
A squad that looked like they were really starting to build up energy in that lobby, in that game. Held back by Nonshin Red Force, could not get out of their angle. Forced to fight Horror, and it all falls.
But honestly, again, when we were watching that game, Alpha 7 probably had the roughest task ahead of them.
Brutal.
But they persevered, and that really speaks volumes for Alpha 7, in my opinion. I think those boys really gave it all in their game. For Vitality, Nongshim Red Force, they had the best compounds since minute, let's say 10, right? But I think for Alpha 7, they had to work for those points. They had to work for their money there. And it's nice to see. The synergy looked good, and that's what Revel was talking about, that they feel better going to these games. So I think this is a difference maker today. Again, we got the Alpha 7 squad. We're looking to destroy everyone in the lobby, potentially. We're not sure just yet. But yeah, Vitality, E-Arena, Aura, they are stepping up at the moment.
It's incredibly competitive out there, and I think that's the beautiful thing about it from what we've seen from Group B today. Everyone is keeping it so close. They're giving it their best. I think you're spot on, man. I entirely agree. It's what they said in the interviews as well. And sometimes it's just words, but no, they prove that it's reality.
Exactly.
They prove it, Blank.
It's not just false confidence. I mean, it's nice to hear from Revo when he just says, look, the synergy's better, we're prepared this time, and you can see it in game. But are you prepared to go up against an E-Arena? Are you prepared to go up against a Vitality, a revitalized Nongshim Red Force? I don't know, but we'll find out later today.
Max and Lace here at the merch stand at EWC 2026. Now, I've heard, Max, you're a little bit of a card fan.
Look, I've been playing and collecting card games for over a decade now, and I've never been on a card myself. But that changes today, right here at this booth.
Well, yes, here at EWC, you can actually choose what you want to go on your card. Fantasy, fighting, shooter, cyberpunk, horror. Max, I'm going to have to go shooter. What about yourself?
Look, I love shooters, but fantasy is just so sick, so I'm going to go fantasy. But now the next one is you're picking your class. Usually in every game I play, I'm a healer, so I'm going to go with the healer class.
And guess what? I'm a DPS gal. I'm right up in that action, so I'm going to hit DPS. Fire, ice, lightning, shadow, glitch. So now we can put a bit of an aura light around our card. I think you're a glitch. Glitch?
I'm a glitch? I don't know how to take that, but thank you, I guess. But yeah, Esport World Cup is all about, you know, getting that technology involved. So I'm going to go with the glitch side of it. And next one is going to be Alien, Elf, Orc, Demon, and Undead. And I don't want to pick for you, Lace, but I feel like Elf would fit you perfectly on your card.
Absolutely. I'm going to pick Elf. It's like you just knew me, Max, and I'm so excited for this card. Now we're going to open the camera here and take our photo.
I'm going to use my mic as a staff. I think that's a good way to do it. Oh yeah, dynamic pose.
That's mine.
Oh, I like that. And confirm. Avatar. Let's see how it comes out.
I had to get the pose down, Max. There we go. Now, of course, you guys here can come to the merch stand at EWC in and amongst your games. Make your own card. You can actually get it sent to your email address for free. But Max and I think we're going to get ours printed.
Yeah, we're going to redeem it right here at the booth and see how it looks in real life.
All right, Max and I haven't seen our cards yet, but you guys at home have. Are you ready to have a look, Max?
Oh yeah, let's go. I'm
Ready?
excited.
3, 2, 1.
Whoa. It really encapsulated my jawline. That's crazy.
Yes, and I like that when you do the motion, it actually captures that.
Yeah, you know what? If you want your own trading card now with you on the card, make sure to come and get it right here at EWC 2026.
Boy, oh boy, if we had any questions about Nongshim Red's Force, they were just answers that were able to stop Vitality in that last game.
Finally. Nongshim return, let's go. I was watching and I was going, okay, they're playing for survival. They are trying to just get into that top 5, just try and do something here. However, I knew, we've been talking about this actually before the game, right, where it's like, this team does not have any pressure on them whatsoever. They are not a team that falters under that pressure. So for me, seeing that, I was like, okay, let's see what they got. And actually, you know, coming in, they had a fantastic defense. Vitality, yes, they did push one by one a little bit, but I think for Nongshim, they were able to come in having sat all game in one compound and actually go, we're under pressure, let's still play very well, still go as a group, push as a duo, make sure we're safe, and that's what won them the game.
And I mean, I got to talk about Vitality again. I'm sorry that I'm harping on about them, but they were able to have a 11.3 average elimination rate to catch E-Arena. This is insanity after, obviously, the cracking game from E-Arena right at the start. But they created themselves such powerful positions in this zone. They had such an incredibly close gap in points that they were like, you know what? We need to make this rotation. We need to play it here. Obviously, right at the end here, I like the way that that Axel sort of made that push with the vehicle. Unfortunately, that communication wasn't really passed on to the rest of the team. They should have followed through after popping the smokes, but obviously 3 of them held back. It would have been a different game for them. But from the start, I mean, the recon that they had on every single building push that they were able to do, especially against, I think it was TT, they are playing absolutely insane, not only for,
Hey guys. Hello. I decided to join you guys for a little bit of a CC update because I've got some interesting stuff to talk about, okay? We've got a lot going on at the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet. We already had a 3rd, 4th place decider match happen, and GK Esports was able to claim 3rd place, making Rock Esports be that 4th place squad. Once that was done, we now have a grand finals match occurring. We will have another EWC champion in just a couple hours. That's between AGAL and KSG. It's going to be massive, and of course, I'll keep you guys all updated at home for how that ends up playing out. But, I mean, now that I'm here, let's get back into the discussion. These matches are great. Max, I kind of want to ask, Lace, do you have any thoughts about any of these squads?
Vitality.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Don't be trying to take my job. Go find some more updates for the club championship. Yeah, she was going to ask you about, I don't even know what. Max, after these 3 matches, what has surprised you so far?
That was it's a normal-ish game. Actually, it was kind of weird still. The circle was very far to the western side. There was a lot of water on phase 1 zone. But overall, the execution was fun, but it was very gifted. We know, looking at this game, Vitality, Nongshim Red Force, not contested. There are 2 buildings in the circle until the very bitter end, literally until circle 8/9, and they went to make it work out. But pretty an easy win, right? And we're going to have a replay very soon to check out how Vitality decided to commit to the push. But here we go, quick look at the overall rankings, and oh my goodness, the point gap that we have created between 3rd and 4th position, Liptroy, is mental. 41 points up against 25.
I saw that in the beginning and at the end of game 3, right? Or game 2, rather. I mean, I was looking at 35 to 16 points, and it keeps going. 41 to 25 is insane. 25, 20, 16, 15, 12. That's sort of more normal for a game 3. 51 is not. And I don't know how we've got here. E-Arena, Vitality, even Hora doing fantastic in what have been back-to-back-to-back insanely difficult zones.
We do have to say, though, for E-Arena, they have slowed down, Lays. They ended up getting 39 points in that first game, but after that, yeah, you've been able to get some points here and there. Obviously, just for everybody, I'm not expecting for you to get 30 points again, but if it does happen, that'll be amazing. But the squad just hasn't been able to pull off the gap that I thought was going to happen.
See, this is what I see across several games, is that your game number 1 can be the crux of the whole entire thing. You can clearly take everyone's weakness, go in strong, but of course, 2nd, 3rd game, people are going to start reading your plays, understand where that you are going to push and how you're going to make this through, and that's what's happening to E-Arena now. They had such a strong start, but everyone's reading them like a book.
Everybody is reading them like a book. When we saw the overall there, at the bottom 3, we did ended up seeing Godlike. And with Godlike, we saw this past match that they ended up getting into a hot drop. For this squad, you know what, before we even talk about Godlike, let's talk about this, because I know you wanted to talk about this, Max.
Yes, I really wanted to have a bird's eye view of this push on Vitality that really can see the center of the circle, forcing Vitality out of their compound before Nongshim Red Force. So Vitality don't have the advantage anymore. They have to be on the offensive. Massive smoke road. I'm not going to lie, looking at some of these smokes, not great synergy and communication. It kind of all spread all over the place, not denying lines of sight properly onto Nongshim Red Force, but you can see the moment the 2 teams do get in grenade range, it's just a mini red zone here in this final zone, sending it forward. But this, I would say, is the biggest mistake from Vitality, and the main reason why they didn't end up getting this chicken dinner. They're sending it 1 by 1. 1 player sends it, then an extra player sends it, but 2 players are still on the back end of that fight. This is the moment to send everything onto Nongshim Red Force to hopefully make it work out. But here, 1 player on the left side of the wall, he gets overwhelmed. That's the end for Axel. Another player inside the building gets 1v3 at that moment pretty much. No way, Jose, is that working out. The 2 other players still on the roadside. Unfortunately for them, that was a massive misplay, sending it all together. Maybe that could have been a Vitality win, but Nongshim Red Force, they see that mistake and instantly shut it down.
And it was going to be a hard push for Vitality. The fact that they weren't even able to try to make that push was perfect to see. Now, going back to Godlike, one thing that I was talking about with OG is that I wanted to see aggressiveness. Here with Godlike, I don't want to see unnecessary aggressiveness out of this squad, and I'm talking about those hot drops. You don't need to do those hot drops. Right now, you started off hot in Rondo. but they have slowed down in a way that they're just having to do silly things. You don't want to be hot dropping. You want to be securing those points.
Look, before this game, I said, I'm going to cut them some slack. We need a more normal game from them before I really judge them too harshly, right? Because bad zones are they're just horrific. And we had a normal zone-ish. Wait, no, we didn't have a normal zone, but we didn't even get to the non-normal zone because they were normal-ish because they were too busy hot dropping. Why are we doing this?
I'm going to jump in again on your solo camera shot.
Yes.
Miramar's coming up. La Coberia. So if it's happening on a wrangle, they're hot dropping the entire day, basically.
That's so true. You're so right, actually, and I'm not here for it. Stop hot dropping. Play normally. We believe in you. Just stop it.
I
Don't be silly.
believe in them too. You know what? Let's all get into it cozy here. Let's go over, ladies. Yeah. How do we feel about hot drops?
I freaking love it. I think it's fantastic. I think this is the 6 games you've got to make and do these plays. But you've got another 6 tomorrow to sort of calculate and figure it out. Hot drop. Go crazy.
What if it's a hot drop with vitality?
You're a team that has the potential to make it to the finals, just like OG was able to do as well. So please make sure you keep doing that. And as we're at the halfway point here of Pmwc at EWC 26 Group B, I'll we send it over to Barney and Luti. What are they up to right now?
Luti.
Yeah, Barney, tell me.
I've asked you to come down to the stage because I was talking to a few people and they told me that you have found out the formula, the secrets to win at Pmwc. Is that right?
Yeah, I spoke with so many specialists, so you have to listen to me carefully, okay? Because the secret, Barney, is like you have to... And the chicken, you take the chicken at this point. This is... And this is how you can be the champion.
Wow, I never knew that. That's some crazy insight into this game. And I tell you what, for those of you at home, if you're watching and you want to find out what it takes to win at Pmwc, that right there, that's the secret. And so, casters, over to you.
Hope they listen well.
The secret is out, baby. Let's get it going. We're live in Paris, France. Man, I thought Group A was crazy, but Group B is not messing around. I'm Hot Jukes here with John Allen. Bro, are you kidding me? What's going on today?
I mean, E-Arena, what a start to the day. And then Vitality just hitting those games every single time, always ending up in that late game and having a blast with it. Now they're neck and neck at the top, and they're pushing past those boundaries, Jukes.
Man, those boundaries are long gone. We saw, in my opinion, the best start in a tournament in PUBG Mobile esports history here. And we got some teams actually competing with them still. It is unreal. The zones have been going all over the place. This first half has been nuts, and I'm expecting even more craziness as we get into the final 3 matches.
There is so much still left to go. If you can even imagine it, right? That is so crazy that we've had such a bombastic start, but we've still got plenty more matches left. This is the last Erangel today, so we're going to be heading to Miramar later as well. The desert awaits, but we have to get through the last of the grassy pastures first in order to get there. We haven't earned that right just yet. Neither have our players, but they are getting locked and loaded and lobbied up as we head on into the match. it is time once more to see if Vitality can reach that late game.
Let's see if they're going to be able to do it. This is the final Aaron Gale. Like you mentioned, this is that place to put up some serious points. We finally saw Nongshim Red Force get their chicken dinner. They were at the down on the bottom of the leaderboards going into that match, but now they've got to be feeling pretty good. Which is going to be the next team to get it? We're about to find out. Let's get into it. The last Aaron Gale here of day number 1 of Group B.
Let's get stuck right in from the military island up towards Severny on this plane path. Going to see a fairly fair distribution of drop spots available for everybody. No real big dramas here. Taking a look at those tables as well. Nongshim Red Force jumping up with that chicken dinner all the way to 5th place on 20 points right now. Just goes to show you these early doors don't mean a jot if you can keep it going. So for Hustler Crew, let's pick up the pace, you know? A UK team in the finals? Absolutely, I'd love that.
Let's get it going. I mean, hey, we saw Nongshim before that last game. They had, what, 6 points? And then now we see them, like you mentioned, in 5th place in just one single game. So, when it comes to Hustler Crew, they can definitely get it going here. We can see the top players there on that bottom left side with Axel with 14 eliminations.
Yeah, doing bits for the rosters right now. Vitality Arena are going to be slathered all over these top player cards. I'm guaranteeing it for you now with what they were able to do. They are looking very, very good. Arena, a little bit less legs into those later games, I think it's safe to say, but they still have done so much. And Horror keeping pace. I mean, in any other sort of day, that 41-point record for Horror would be pretty immense, right? After the first couple of matches.
Oh my God.
Let's do it to them again, you know? Let's send the circle down south and see what they got. Because, yeah, we didn't get enough military.
What is going on today? These circles have been absolutely insane. And you're right, we're back down south once again. You got Vitality down there. I mean, it's wild to think that we saw a 39-point game in one match, and we actually have a team tied with them. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, since then, what is that? 12 points they've earned in the next 2 games, which is still pretty good, right? That's pretty good. That's like a middle table performance right now. 8th and 9th, both on 12 points apiece. So yeah, they've still done pretty well. But Vitality's consistency for me is really interesting. And given this circle, Vitality are in such a good spot. If it does go south, because they do need to keep themselves nice and cool, calm, collected, and look good.
Yeah, well, you guys got to make sure you pick up that Naruto skin. That Uzumaki event is going on, guys. Make sure you pick up all that good stuff in-game immediately. I'll tell you what, I make sure that I got mine, and I know that Maxman has got his. But which team is going to get this chicken dinner? We can see the Wolves. They ain't messing around. They said, let's get down south quick.
Absolutely. First over the bridge. Well, second maybe over the bridge, I think it's safe to say. You do have some players.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No. They're just going to abandon it. Not even going to try and flip it. I mean, I guess if you don't have any nades or anything like that, that's actually really nasty for the Wolves. That's going to slow them down. The good news is that they are across. The bad news is we saw them do that.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Out of all the things.
That's the most negative aura that I think I've ever seen of any team is from the NA team, of course.
Out of all the things that could have got put on stream, has to be that one.
Who was driving? I didn't catch.
You know what? It was nobody that was driving.
Oh, right? They get caught by Vitality.
No!
Oh, if only you had a vehicle.
This just goes to show here, folks, at this level, one single... Baton with a pan!
You got a pan knock. I think that was a thrown pan knock coming on through. Okay, they're not out of the fight just yet, but they are starting to bleed. The Wolves will struggle here, and I imagine that Razy's going to get back up.
Yeah, now you got Necessary all by his lonesome. Razak trying to pull off some plays there. Oh my gosh, switching in that buggy. Necessary is done, and the Wolves are getting destroyed. This is what I'm talking about. One tiny mistake. A domino effect into a straight disaster.
Imagine being an NA team right now, man. That would suck so much. Wow.
Look at his face.
Hey, look at his face. They found another. Oh, okay. I think. Wait, no. I'm wondering if Vitality found the flip turn vehicle, the beetled vehicle,
Dude.
And if they've pitched it back, that would be brilliant.
This is what, I mean, and the good thing is that for Vitality is that this is their drop spot. They're already so high on the leaderboards, they can do whatever they want. They can chase this all the way if they feel like it. Let's take a look at the replay.
Okay.
Oh, what's this? No way.
Oh my, on a moving buggy.
And headshot, baby! Bad shot to the face. Are you kidding me? That was insane. If his team would have survived, I mean, still, that's going on the highlight reel for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that's that. Okay, they get some aura points back for that.
Yeah,
so we can forgive the flip vehicle. You know, if you're getting a ranged pan headshot,
that was cool.
You're breaking brains and scrambling like eggs. You know, that's fair enough. You're gonna bring the pan to play like that. You can have that one back.
Yep. Yeah, that officially is even. Aura balanced. Let's take a look here at Vitality, though. They're looking to put in some more work. Oh, look at that, though. We're going to see Lupa get a nice knock onto Razak. Can he hit this next one? He doesn't.
The rest of his team not so lucky either. Will be taking 2 knocks their way. Looks like Razak will be resable here. They have got the backup. Axel's holding face, and they do need to send in for that recall as well. Ooh, as having the hovercraft rolling up to the fight, Jukes.
Yeah, and you can see Axel getting those thirsts really quickly here. Kenji, that hovercraft is getting beat up. Still surviving for the time being, but now it's on fire. Kenji has to back up. He's got the UMP in hand. It has to make a crazy play, but that nade hurt way too much. It's all up to Mitika.
3 players for Vitality. They should be able to hold this one down. The question is, how much time is this going to take, right? Because all the while, teams are starting to migrate south. They're moving in towards those bridge locations. Vitality losing time in terms of their ability to set up across these hills and may lose the ability to stop players getting across. Nox and Red Force have taken advantage of this. They are now on the north side of that military base. And in comes Ida as well across the bridge.
You are correct. One thing about Vitality, though, is they do have the ability to get straight to the finals in like 4 matches. That is one thing that is definitely happening, though, with how crazy they're playing here. I don't even know if this is Pmwc or if this is a classic at this point, because Vitality are just running over everybody. Matika's trying to make something happen, though. Oh, it's actually from across with the AK.
Ida chiming in with a third party. This is the bridge crossing team. They move forward to Vitality, starting to drop now. There's a flush sent their way, a second, and they are cut down to 1. All of a sudden, this bridge crossing is going to come back. It's going to punish them, and Axel still down. Only Razy remains.
He's going to go for the res here, and it looks like he might be able to get it. But yeah, they took a long time on this fight, and the longer they waited, those third parties are coming in. Now you got Ida in the mix, so this is bad news for both of these teams. Dopeness is in big trouble. Vitality, I mean, they got 6 eliminations, and the fact that they're so high on the leaderboards, I mean, that's still not a bad game, but you're right. If they would have just made a few different plays, we could have seen a crazy, crazy match from them again.
They had a big opportunity here to take control of the hills. They decided to go for the fight with Dopeness. I think that it lasted a lot longer than they expected, which is why we're seeing this sort of thing unfold. They got stuck in, and they couldn't figure out a way out. It is unfortunate for Vitality, but going for the fight in the first place, maybe not a terrible idea. As you said there, though, Jukes, it's the sticking around that has really come back to bite them because the bridge is just so open.
Yeah, I mean, teams are going to be hauling into Millie now. You're going to see Aura having one heck of a tournament. No fear. Gonna have to make a play here. Gets enemy no. Oh, Joel tries to hit that shot, but Godlike shuts down Aura, and they are out of this one.
Up on the northeast side, there is time to res here. It's stage 1 on the blue zone, about to hit stage 2, and this res will come through. They'll be able to get on the road. They can out-heal it. That's a really annoying circle for a lot of teams. It pushes you up to the north coast. And I mean, it technically still has the ability to go back to the mainland.
This is so yeah, I mean, you guys can see it there in the top right. This circle, just so much water in between them, and that zone could still go north, but Axel trying to put some more eliminations for his team. Can he win this 1v1? He's got the DBS. Speaker's gonna have to reload. He's got the pump shotgun. Let's see what he can do. It's Og. He's gonna do the jump out. Let's see. Trying to make some moves, find those angles.
Reload on the AUG now. Got 10 rounds behind. This should be enough. He goes for it. He's got the HP advantage. Got him. Doesn't even need to sweat it. Razy will get back to his feet, but down on 2. The circle pushing out to the east. They do need to start to get a move on now. Severely diminished as they are, but they are on 58 points already. 7 points earned this match. As you said, it's already a good result. All the way up by Rozhok Bridge as we hop on over to Etch as they try and hold it underneath. Looks like they're doing pretty well against 7-2-1 Gaming GS.
Yeah, you can see Fajita's got that nade. And just pulling the pin, scaring him off. Okay, and this is a tough fight here. This is way too long in the blue zone. But the fact that the zone did go up north, it does buy them a little time. They don't have to really panic all the way down to military base. But regardless, you know, you're trying to get a big game here. I mean, especially for 721 GS. Down a player, only 7 points. This is just rough for them.
Absolutely. Very, very difficult stuff. Them and Hustler Crew, well, everyone towards the bottom of these tables is going to look for that Nongshim Red Force injection of points. Nongshim Red Force getting across to the military island early on the northern side of it, I think is going to play fairly well for them in this sort of a circle. Given how the lay of the land sits, they're going to be buffered around by teams trying to cross either side of them rather than coming across, and they can farm up players trying to go for a swim. Let's hop back on board with the fight on our screens though. As 721 GS lost a player, we saw that on the crossing, and Etch trying to keep them there, but there is a knockback over to Fajita.
Yeah, you can see Speed holding that angle on the backside. Needs to get with this team at this point. There ain't nobody in that direction. But oh, we see the MG3s in play. Masco's got that S12K. That's the gun you want, though, in that CQC close quarters combat. And right now, this fight is still ringing out. This is all the way over by Rosshog, folks. This is going to take a long time. Now we're starting to see some util get thrown back and forth, and everybody's just trying to wait for that first critical knock.
Oh, Alico should completely see NASA there. Uh-oh, going for the nades. Beautifully placed. They felt like they should have known there was a player here. And that's going to be a big opener for them, but in the close quarters, that SK-12 is going to dominate. And S721 GS will be able to clean out partially some of the team from Etch, and both teams now bleeding heavily. No one having a good time. They're losing players left and right, and they still have to get south. I don't think these two are going to get very far.
Yeah, I mean, this was a kind of a sacrificial play. I wouldn't have minded this fight personally if that zone was deep milli, because it's like, yeah, our chances of getting down there are pretty tough now. Let's just try to get these points. But considering where that circle is, I think they could have just avoided this fight and fought late game. But regardless, you know, that's the decision they made, and that's the one they went with. Let's take a look at Alpha 7. Alpha 7 are going to be going on the other side of the bridge, wrapping around. The next zone did head a little bit heavier into military, and for the time being, it does look like they're going to have a clear path to that circle.
Alpha 7 looking to scout the bridge on the western side right now, moving Carrillo up onto the high ground near the lookout post there. The lighthouse will be able to see if anyone's holding that bridge, which is definitely very possible. Maybe stop off for a little picnic while you're there. Why not? Have a little bit of downtime, but you can't be sleeping too long because you do still need to get on towards this circle.
You got to get moving, that's for sure. Let's take a look at their utility. Carrillo's got a UMP, level 3 vest. Couple first aids, that's going to help them out here. It is still pretty early. Stage 3, you could definitely afford to eat a little bit of that blue zone. And considering where the circle went, this is not a bad play from them at all. So far, Alpha 7, not doing bad at all. They're in 4th place right now with 25 points. This is really good to see for them, considering that they haven't hit a final all year long yet. So let's see what they can do.
Yeah, the one final there's been. They haven't hit it, but they hit it. They didn't hit it in a very dramatic fashion. I think that's kind of more the point, right? They went down in group stages in bottom 2 of their lobby, which was on nobody's bingo card, right? Yeah. So to be able to regain a little bit of confidence moving here would be brilliant. Obviously, a top 5 is what they're shooting for. What's what they should be aiming for, right? But even getting through to survival stage, I think for them, would be a little bit of reassurance. Depends how heavy the ego sits, right?
Yeah.
If they're like top 5 or nothing, then fine, sure. It's a competitive spirit, I'll give them that, but you know, even survival is better than what they did before, and improvement is the name of the game.
That's what it's all about. And when it comes to Alpha 7, you know, there's an old saying in the boxing world, you know, as you get older, the speed slowly goes away, but that power always stays there. And I think that's Alpha 7, you know, like, no matter what, they are so experienced. They're such a dominating team that these guys can get off the couch and I think can eliminate still some of the best players in the world, right? But getting to those end games, getting those placement points on top of those eliminations, that can be difficult because of the 2 recent global tournaments they played in, at the 18 games, they had 46 eliminations, only 12 placement points, which is insane for them. So they're already looking to beat that here, which is great. It's a good sign for them, and they got a good position in this next circle as it hard shifts on over to them. Very, very lucky. Let's see if they can capitalize on it.
I'll tell you who else has a pretty good position here is the Vitality duo, right? Up towards the north side, they've got Tianba as well as Nongshim Red Force up to their north, so nice little buffer. The difficulty, of course, for Vitality is they're playing as 2, so they do need to figure out how they're going to try and work this ground. You've got TT Project as well on that east side of them. Maybe looking to push on through. That is 7-2-1 GS going down, as they did actually manage to get some of their players out of that engagement, as did Etch, but neither is going to be happy about it. S2G still camping the east bridge.
Yeah, and on the western bridge, it looks like we're going to have Godlike coming in a little bit late. There is still quite a few spots in this circle, so it is going to work for them. And yeah, but let's take a look here at this bridge camp. You got S2G there, gatekeeping for the time being. And they're going to hold that bridge, I think, all the way to the end here. Soulking, oh, he spots him. They have no idea he's there. When is he going to take that shot, though? He's going to wait till the last second.
Yeah, I mean, you're waiting to have multiple angles on the shot, right? Especially when you're so close to hard cover. You know that you can attack 1 or 2. You lose that element of surprise, but Lost will not lose on that face. Looks for more as well. The spray strafe not quite there, and is going to find some bullets sent back his way. And Hamzy has to step up to keep his teammates safe, but now S2G are down to 1. All of a sudden, the Hustler crew seem to have found an opening. No real third parties on this one, and Hamzy, I think he just has to get gone here.
Yeah, his whole team's going to be taken out. I mean, this is stage 4. The blue zone's hurting. Loco is looking crazy as he's on the move here. They should definitely get these confirmations before they push, because it's going to be difficult to get across that zone. Instead, they just said, hey, you know what? Let it ride. We are sending it down this bridge. But for how long are they going to make it across? MCG is up there up top. When is he going to take these shots? Let's see.
I don't think he's going to have the angle to do it. If they break right here, they're going to crash straight into Yangon Galacticos instead. But Smile starts to unload the clip, finds Loco, pulls him out, switching into the driver's seat's not quite enough, and Yangon Galacticos send Hustler crew for 6.
And yeah, that's going to be them out of here. So 16th place, tough start for them. Still Miramar left to go. We'll see if they can bounce back. But this is one heck of a game here. As this zone down in military base on the northeast side near the bridge. It's going to be a hill finish. There are quite a few little dips and valleys that teams can hide under and make some plays in. So we still have 11 teams remaining here. Everybody just waiting for that next circle to pop and deciding just where that fight's going to take them.
During the middle of all that, Vitality getting eliminated, allowing TT Project to take a central position here, puts TT Project in the driving seat of these hills in terms of stopping control. There are high grounds around them that technically have more oversight and things, but they are a linchpin of it. Going to force everyone to fight around the sides, and one of those fights is Godlike. Ida will be next on the chopping block, and Alpha 7 maybe after that. TT Project, though, steal a point away. Starkin does get flushed out, and now it's Alpha 7 still looking to try and outlet Revo. Will he connect? No, they're not quite finding it, and that's damage being done. Dishing out Death and Godlike send them down. Alpha 7 standing with no force against Godlike.
Ole is Obscure is now on the other angle here, trying to make some plays all by himself, but he's running out in the open. Nice little spray back in return. Abina's going to go ahead and heal up, wait for his teammate, and that's Godlike taking out Alpha 7.
What a roll-up from Godlike. Alpha 7 didn't know what hit him. Woo! And now from the west side, Godlike are going to look to push across. TT Project wanted the third party, but not enough blood was drawn against Godlike for them to find a worthwhile pursuit in going for a consistent, a sustained third-party hold here. They're now regrouping out to the west, and they know where the major danger's coming from now. It's on the west side. It's Godlike.
Yeah, Godlike fans right behind us going crazy on that fight. They like to see that. Alpha 7 fans not too happy on that one, but they're still sitting in 4th place for now. We'll see
what the drums?
Yeah, where are the drums?
Where's the vuvuzela? What's going on? I can't hear him.
Well, you know what? Well, you'll probably hear them in a little bit, that's for sure, as we get into the desert coming up. But we got this match to look at. We got Tianba in the mix, and Tianba, man, in 12th place so far, haven't had that crazy pop-off game, but in my opinion, it is only a matter of time. QZZ is an absolute animal. In my opinion, one of the best players on the planet. He's a 20-year-old Chinese superstar. When is he going to pop off? In my opinion, only a matter of time.
I mean, I'm still waiting for it, though. I'm still waiting
Let's see it. Let's see it.
You know, you got some real big boots to fill when it comes to Chinese superstars, right? Paraboy, obviously, is the forefront, the paramount of the Chinese superstar
We got to see him. We got to see him recently at PMwc.
Yeah, that's true.
That was fun.
Yeah. I mean, fallen off. I didn't say it. I didn't say it, but he's not here.
You know, we got to see him in a little bit of a show match for those guys that missed it. And it was good to be able to see kind of like the old Nova squad compete once again. Now, they did end up having to go against the likes of like Revo and Aurora, and that was pretty dang tough considering that these guys are the modern monsters of these days. But still, it's good to see the OGs of old still going at it here. But you know what? Speaking of OGs, we got Young Galacticos, our previous champs, right? When are they going to get that chicken dinner? They're in 9th place so far, 2 eliminations in this game. They have the bottom right of the circle all to themselves so far. Let's see where this next zone goes. If it does go and head on over to them, they could be in a good position to win this one.
Big opportunity. I mean, it is TT Project really who can decide a lot of the pace depending on where they put pressure in this circle. They are playing now with great positioning, a great position rather in this zone. They have flexibility to try and third party basically any engagement that comes through, which makes it so dangerous for all of these teams to fight. For Yangon Galacticos, I feel like stay put for a little bit longer. Allow E-Arena and Godlike to clash. Allow Nongshim Red Force and Tiamba to clash on the north. Maybe you try and be the opposing force on that third party.
That's a great plan. Honestly, wait for that fight to pop off and get in the mix of it. TT Project, though, they're battling it out with Godlike. Admino driving right into the mix of this as well, but it looks like we're getting shut down here from side to side as Effect shimmying back and forth. He hits the laydown. It don't matter. It's Godlike Esports running over TT Project.
Yo, it's Godlike like that, but unfortunately, E-Arena heard all of it unfold. They put too much into taking down TT Project in the center, and E-Arena pounced. Yangon Galacticos, this is what I wanted from them, to move in to try and third party. But now, teams are going to diverge. Godlike not going down fully there, I think is a big achievement. Playing on with 2, they could still extract value.
This is what I like to see, though. If you're going to make a crazy push like that, you got to do it full send, full attack, and do not waste time. They were able to take out TT Project pretty quick. That's why we still see at least 2 players up from them. And they got a good amount of eliminations in this game with 10. Oh my goodness! Mania taking out Schweppes! Godlike is on a run right now.
2v2 now between E-Arena and Godlike. Yangon Galacticos now moving Smile in to try and have the numbers advantage. Nongshim Red Force are taking shots from across the way, from across that road on the northeast side. Tiamba just hunkered down. They're happy to be out of it at the moment because it looks pretty chaotic on that south edge.
This is getting wild right now. And you can see, Young Galacticos are starting to push into the circle. The fight has calmed down, though, so they don't have that easy opportunity to go for a third party. But hey, little by little, just try to get some more information. And you can see St. Cloud, he's got his eyes on Mormon right there. Got that nade in hand. That's going to be a long toss here, but he's going to, once you saw him in that buggy, he's like, I think I need to save this nade for now.
I mean, Mormon, with the timing on the reverse there, looking pretty good. He saw the player duck back behind the headland. Knew that a nade was probably being pulled, then was the time to go. Rotating around, opening a lot of angles over towards the northeast. Potential for Nongshim Red Force to crack a couple shots, break a tire, could be bad, but safe for now. Godlike could be going do-si-do with Mormon. Spinning around. And Mania has a little bit of trouble. Joker spots him, and it's a flush, leaving just 1 player now for Godlike. But they've got deep into this game, Duke. 6 teams remaining. They've got 11 eliminations. This is a big, big match. They're up in 7th already.
Huge match for the side of Godlike. That's going to put them in a great spot to try to reach that top 5. That Joker getting taken out as Young Galacticos are now like, hey, you know what? It's time for us to get some eliminations. They are controlling that south side. They're still outside the circle, though. They need to find their spot on the way in. Let's see if they can get there.
And now Nongshim Red Force are starting to move around. Yangon Galacticos have fully committed to this angle, and if they can get rid of the stragglers, maybe it's going to work out for them here. But Nongshim Noxian Red Force, in the meantime, have established a chokehold on the rest of the circle.
Yeah, Smile forced to jump out of his vehicle. That's Mormon gone. That is now the top point sponges in this lobby are out. This is a huge opportunity for teams in that mid pack to try and catch up to him. You still got Tianba there, right? We've been waiting for them to pop off all the way in 13th place. They had their whole squad up. Let's see what they could do. But like you mentioned, look at that. Our previous game winners, Noxian Red Force, they are spread out, controlling the circle.
I love it. I mean, XZY up on that high ground position, out across the way, controls the low ground between them. Unfortunately, he's going to have to move here, as is TZ on that off angle, and they have to send forwards. Yangon Galacticos finally take down the last player for Godlike, but they should be so proud of what they've done this game. They are being brutally efficient on those fights. They're on 19 eliminations.
Wow.
Jukes, that's all but 4 of their points right now.
Monster game for them, and a huge bounce back. Let's see what Yangon Galacticos can do, though, because now with taking out that player, they can have some real estate to control. We still got a few big teams here. We got 3 full 4-man squads and a solo on the side of Ida in this match. And let's just see where this is going to go. One last circle shift to go, and then we're going to find out where this end game is going to happen.
Yangon Galacticos kind of corralled now onto the south side. This is what I was worried about, that overcommitment potential to that southwest edge, but they do still have quite a bit of ground to play with, and Tianba are going to start to look to flex out.
You can see Hyunbin, he's got that AUG and the P90, right? What an absolute monster. This guy